It is damn cold. It is currently Ash Wednesday, February 18th. That's what I was thinking. And I figured what better time than now to go over my goals for 2026. I mean, I don't want to wait a whole another month, am I right? But in all seriousness, I spent literally the entire month of January in my basement studying, and that was basically it. So studying, working out, that was the, epitome of my life for the entire month of January and a little bit into the first and second week of February. Now that that is done, I am officially a registered nurse, licensed registered nurse, and I got my first full-time job. So I'm really, really excited to see where that takes me. And that's my little, for me right there. But yeah, so that is what was happening in January. February, like I said, the first week or so was a little bit busy still regarding my NCLEX, which is the licensing exam. Very stressful week indeed of that first week of February, and I could not be more excited to step into this next phase of my life, make some big boy money, buy some big boy shoes, and obviously make a difference. That's what the whole point is, am I right? So that is that. What I want to do in this video is obviously give a little life update, which we already started doing, and I also wanted to just outline some of my goals for the new year. Come May, we have the Brooklyn Half Marathon from New York Roadrunners, and come November, we have the full New York City World Marathon, which obviously both I'm very, very excited for, as it kind of gives me a nice little goal for consistency, for discipline, and obviously directly for this channel. So I'm gonna read off a couple of my goals that are fitness related, and let's see if they come true this year. So as far as race goals, I'm looking at a sub 3:45 marathon. It is obviously my first marathon, and I don't think I've ever run more than 15 or 16 miles in a single effort. Coming up a little bit sooner than that, which like I said, we'll test for the Brooklyn half in May, a sub 140 would be awesome. The second goal is like a 135. Like directly on the dot, but anything below 140 I think I'll be really happy with. My initial effort about 2 years ago at this point was a 155 with very little training, but it was a pretty solid course. It was in Flushing Meadows Park with decent elevation. I think it was like 400 feet of elevation total. So I really did enjoy that race, and that's kind of what kicked this entire journey off. That is that for running and racing. As far as strength goals, I'm trying to get more consistent with weightlifting, but strength goals, I would love to do 25 or more bodyweight pull-ups in one session, meaning like one set, 10 or more weighted pull-ups with about a plate on me. That's a little bit of an ambitious one, but this one is very doable. 50 or more push-ups in one set, 2-minute dead hang, barbell row of 185 pounds for 5 reps, and a bench press of 225 for 3 reps. My personal best for the barbell row, I really don't know. I think I've touched 205 before for like 1 or 2. And for a bench press, a couple of years ago, I hit 230 for 1 and 220 or 215 for 3. But I have not even touched above 205 in over a year. So I really just want to really get consistent, obviously, both at home, because I have a little bit of weights at home now, and in the gym since we switched gyms. And hopefully my boys will keep me accountable with that. Overarching fitness goals now, I would like to maintain my weight between like 168, which I'm currently at, and 175. Hopefully after the half marathon, I'm able to put on a little bit more muscle because I have been losing some leg mass and some upper body mass. One of the more important goals that I want to hit that's personal to me is I want to decrease my overall sugar intake. And that is just, I don't know, diabetes is one of my biggest fears. TBH. I don't know if that sounds ridiculous, but it really is. And then I want to increase protein and caloric intake, increase weightlifting and prehab consistency, stay injury free. That's kind of out of my control completely, but prayers up for me. And I want to stay consistent with this page. Obviously, with nursing, consistent schedule, which means I know I'm working 3 to 4 days at minimum per week. Those days change week to week, obviously, so it's not like I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday every single week of the year. I have literally no clue. I also don't know if I'm day or night shift, and hopefully I never end up on night shift. Whatever. But, you know, we will see in the future. So I'm just trying to stay consistent, and I'm hoping for the best. I really am. I'm hoping for the best. I'm really excited for this entire new year. A lot of big jumps in my life. Obviously, I just graduated nursing school this past December. Now I'm licensed, like I said, and I have these probably the two biggest races of my life. I've already tried to race 2 New York Roadrunners half marathons. One I literally tore my ankle in half for, and the second one got rained out, so third time's the charm with that. And then obviously the full New York City Marathon could be a once in a lifetime thing for me. I just don't know. And the fact that I'm doing that with Devara, put it right here, is even more epic. So I'm really just so excited. Another, like, I guess side goal would be, you know, use my damn bike a little bit more. I mean, this thing's so beautiful and I never get to use it. And I wish I got to use this last summer, but I was living in Stony Brook and my landlord was just really mean, guys. Like, actually, she was just so mean. So I never got to ride it, but I really want to start riding this summer, especially taking on some longer rides now that I've built up, obviously, my engine and my endurance. So I'm looking at you, David. So, you know, those are my main goals. I think one side personal one that is obviously really important to this channel would be also just getting more comfortable filming. You know, I think it's really cool that I started this channel. I've started to get more consistent, and I've also begun to really start enjoying making videos and editing them, as tedious as editing is. I edit everything on iMovie because that's what I've always used. I tried with some other platforms, but either you have to pay for them and I don't have money, at least right now, and I just don't know how the hell to use them. So I feel like I've been making decent quality videos with iMovie. So that's one. Maybe learn a new software once I start making my own money. And 2, I guess, would be being more comfortable filming in public. I just hate being a nuisance. And I know probably no one thinks I'm a nuisance, but I just don't want to be that guy. I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm yapping a little bit right now. And I hope you guys all have an amazing new year. Before we go, I just want to pull up, and I'll throw it on the screen right here. COROS is giving me 82.9 rating for my running fitness and a 55 for my VO2 max. Its race predictor currently estimates me to run a 21:55 5K, 45-minute 10K, 142 half marathon, and a 3:36 full marathon. So I'm very excited to see how quickly and how much that race predictor and that fitness changes, because it's already gone up 0.01 question mark? No, 0.1 from last week, and I've done literally like 3 workouts. So, you know, I was trying to keep everything over the 18 weeks pretty slow and steady, building mileage and obviously running using a lot of elevation, not really trying to put too much stress on my body, especially throughout the winter months. So now that it's starting to warm up, still equally as cold, and there's still snow on the ground. But, you know, I'm very excited to see how far I can push myself this year and obviously grow according to my own personal belief and COROS. So that's it. And I hope everyone is able to hit their own goals. Shout out Caroline. You just got to endure.
You just have to endure.
You know, new look right here, rocking the beard, slightly long hair. You know, I'm going to keep growing it out. Hopefully I don't look like too much of a mess. Probably definitely going to shorten it come summertime. So enjoying this new look, and hope you guys stay active and enjoy looking at my jank setup. Look at that little light on the... Peace.